Good morning everybody, this is Gwen Robinson, body-based psychotherapist, inner world guide, storyteller and myth weaver. So this is the beginning of a new YouTube channel in which I will attempt to bring you all my experience and expertise that comes from 30 years plus of working with trauma in social work and with people in a body-based psychotherapeutic setting. I know that that's a mouthful, but really what that means in essence is that I've had the privilege over a 15-year period or more to listen to hundreds and hundreds of people's private stories that have come into my office and that have shared what ails them at a deep level. And so I was just kind of fascinated because I wanted to date this first video, and so I just went to my PC to look at the date, and it's the 12th of July, which is Independence Day. And so I kind of wanted to start the channel by making a declaration of independence to the heart and to the well-being of our true selves. So if that resonates with anybody out there, then that makes me happy. So I think this morning I just want to talk about the kind of story of life, really, the big story of life, and I want to talk about the hero's journey or the heroine's journey. And I guess when I first started in psychotherapy and was a novice and had to go for therapy myself and look deep into my own being and look at what ailed me, I don't think I had put together my deep love of myth and symbology and gnosis with the career of being a psychotherapist and essentially inner world guide, because that's what happens. I sit and I listen and people allow me into their inner world, and then as I've progressed through the years, I haven't just listened to what they're saying with their minds and their emotions, but I've listened to what their soul is saying. And as we've navigated the inner world and the inner body, that has taken us into some surprising spaces. So when I started this journey, I had no idea where it was going to lead in me or in others. So if you're interested in what I'm talking about, the details of my website and the work that I do is down below. But essentially, I just meet people where they're at and I help them to navigate what's going on inside of themselves, inside their inner world, so that they can reconnect with themselves and have a deeper understanding of what might be getting in the way of them living a richer, fuller, happier life. And so often those blockages are down to, it could be past life blockages, or it could be childhood trauma blockages, or conditioning blockages and whatever. And so if you're going, what on earth is she talking about, and you've got any questions, please feel free to ask questions in the comments below, and as we go forward with this channel, I'll attempt to answer what people's biggest intrigues and questions are from the perspective of what I've seen and witnessed over this long period of years. So at the moment I am living in Bali in Indonesia, and yesterday I had the opportunity to speak with a young Balinese man about the culture here. And so I was asking him about their beliefs in relation to energy. And what he said was absolutely fascinating. We were sitting by a tree and he was saying, what we believe in Bali is that everything is recorded. So what this tree has seen and ingested, it might never be known. This tree could have witnessed war and taken that in, and some of that energy is still within it. Or, it could have witnessed sweetness, and so that energy is within it. And so he was saying when we look at any object, whether it be a flower or an animal or another human being, it's a mixture of energies. And in Bali we know and we understand this, and some people would refer to this as ego. It's a mixture of energies, and the idea of a life is to transcend the ego, is to make choices from a place that's not coming from the ego. And so as we talked more, we were talking about how the ego operates in duality. It operates in love or hate. What's another example? Like all or nothing, good or bad. It's judgment based, really. If we can just kind of feel that the ego operates from judgment of everything. And so we were talking about this third space that exists. Some people refer to it as the 0 point field, or the space within the yin yang symbol, where we're actually in a place of neutrality, where we can see, because we've lived through duality and we've lived through polarity, that we no longer kind of resonate with that energy. And so from this new space of non-judgment, it's like a whole new world can birth itself. But as we go forward on this channel, we can talk about that, the things that are a bit more kind of out there. But for today, I just wanted to kind of stick with what was coming up in the collective, and what was coming up in the collective was this self-judgment energy. So as I was talking to this young man yesterday, I was intrigued by his wisdom, and I asked him if it was possible for me to record him, and he was saying, you can record what I'm saying, but I don't want you to record my face because I'm ugly. And I laughed, and I was saying, in my practice as a psychotherapist, that's what I've found, that everybody that comes in thinks that they're uniquely a mess, that they're uniquely ugly or unacceptable or mentally ill, or that there's just something fundamentally wrong with them, and that we reject ourselves deeply internally at the most basic of levels. And he was like, really? Everybody's like that? I thought it was just me. And so again, like the laughter, it's like, no, it's not just you, it's like it's a universal disease I'm seeing. And so I was saying to him that in my observations, that the better to put together somebody is, I've worked with people who come in and they've got, the most beautiful, pristine pinstripe suits and silk ties and, or Botox and boob jobs and whatever, and that the people who appear to be the best put together are usually the people who have suffered the most trauma and the most damage. And so, it's intriguing that we've got it backwards, basically. We've got it all backwards. And so it's really beautiful to be able to offer something back to him in terms of new knowledge and information for him. And you could see him breathing and relaxing and going, oh my God, you mean I'm not uniquely a total mess? Other people are like me. And it's like, yeah, wow. And it's like, if that's the only message that I can bring to the collective as a psychotherapist, it's like, it's a powerful message to bring. That's the self-judgment that you hold, it's not unique to you. It's a universal falsehood. It's a universal falsehood. Because what I've seen over the years as people unravel past their personality and past their adaptations of people pleasing and doing what they're supposed to do, or rejecting everything and being hard and defended, that there's these incredibly unique, beautiful, individual aspects that mark each of us as totally unique. And so, yeah, that's my story for this morning on Independence Day, is the beauty and the joy of our uniqueness, and my desire to celebrate my own uniqueness and help you to celebrate your uniqueness. So if you're intrigued and if you're interested in hearing more from this channel, then please comment below. And like I said, if you're interested in working with me and finding out about what I do, all the information is also below about my website and my contact details. So I'm going to leave it that for now, and thank you for being here with me this morning.